My name is Rosales, and I am from Batangas State University, Hospitality Management student. Today I will discuss about eliminating risk or hazard of the hospitality industry. In simple terms, risk is the possibility of something bad happening. Risk involves uncertainty about the effects, implications of an activity with respect to something that humans value, often focusing on negative, undesirable consequences. Risk is the chance or probability that a person will be harmed or experience an adverse health effect if exposed to a hazard. It may also apply to situations with property or equipment loss or harmful effects on the environment. Business in the hospitality sector have many operational challenges, especially when they are at capacity. You'll not be surprised to know that slips, trips, and falls are among the most common causes of injury in this industry, particularly among chefs and waiting staff. Food spillages, wet floors, and trip all contribute to this. Black walkways and waiting staff rushing to serve tables can cause injuries. This risk must be managed to help reduce this type of accident. Good housekeeping, appropriate footwear, cleaning up spills, and good lighting are all practical measures which can be taken to avoid slips, trips, and falls. Burns and scalds are serious risks in the hospitality industry and account for many serious injuries. Burns can be caused by electricity, fire, or hot surfaces. To eliminate burns, kitchen workers must use the right protective gear, wear proper attire, avoid lifting or carrying heavy hot stock pots or oil containers, follow procedures for deep fryers, and be prepared for an emergency. In the hospitality environment, it is likely that staff will need to handle heavy items at times, such as tables, deliveries, luggage, bowl pots, and piles of plates. This can lead to musculoskeletal injuries if they are handled incorrectly. For example, chefs, cleaners, and waiting staff need to understand how to minimize the health risk associated with manual handling. Correct lifting and carrying techniques should be followed along with using mechanical aids where possible to move heavy loads. Hazardous chemicals can be found in cleaning agents, but they also include less obvious substances such as carbon dioxide gas. Commercial kitchens use many cleaning agents, and it is commonplace in hospitality for pressurized gas to be used for dispensing drinks. Certain rules must be followed when handling hazardous substances, and employees must be able to recognize the common hazard symbols and use PPE, personal protective equipment. Sharp tools such as scissors, knives, and appliances for cutting and shredding can cause cuts. To avoid cuts, keep knives, forks, scissors, and other sharp utensils in a drawer with a safety latch. Keep glass objects such as drinking glasses and bowls in a high cabinet far from reach. Store appliances with sharp blades like blenders or food processors far from reach or in a locked cabinet. Kitchens pose a greater risk of fire due to the use of gas, naked flames, and other flammable substances. Ensuring staff understand how fire spreads, how to tackle it, and understanding emergency procedures will help to keep them safe in the event of a fire. Most fires are avoidable, so make sure staff are prepared and follow procedures which will help prevent a fire in the first place. Fire awareness is vital. When we refer to hazards in relation to occupational safety and health, the most commonly used definition is a hazard is a potential source of harm or adverse health effect on a person or persons. The term hazards and risk are often used interchangeably, but this simple example explains the difference between the two. A source or a situation with the potential for harm in terms of human injury or ill health, damage to property, damage to the environment, or a combination of this. An unwanted event is a situation or condition where there is a loss of control of the hazard that leads to harm. Safety hazards encompass any type of substance, condition, or object that can injure workers. Examples of safety hazards: spills on floors or tripping hazards, such as black aisles or cords running across the floor. Working from heights, including ladders, scaffolds, roofs, or any raised work area, unguarded machinery and moving machinery parts. Guards remove or moving parts that a worker can accidentally touch. Workers can be exposed to chemicals in liquids, gases, vapors, foams, and particulate materials. Prevent the release of toxic vapors, dust, mist, or gases into the workplace air. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment to avoid exposure or contact with contaminated equipment or surfaces. Be aware of the typical symptoms of poisoning and first aid procedures. A biological substance that poses a threat to the health of living organisms, primarily humans. Wash hands before and after work. Also, wash hands immediately before and after wearing protective clothing, uniforms, or gloves to reduce the possibility of infection. Biological hazards can kill. Physical hazards include glass, packaging, jewelry, pests, droppings, screws, and etc. There are a number of ways to reduce the risk of working in an environment with physical hazards. If it is possible to eliminate the risk, you should do so. However, if this is not possible or practical, then you should seek ways to minimize the risk. For example, you may put in place protective measures such as anti-radiation screens or ensure that all employees are sufficiently trained and follow safety procedures. Physical conditions that may pose risk of injury to the musculoskeletal system, such as the muscles or ligaments of the lower back, tendons or nerves of the hands, wrists, or bones surrounding the knees, resulting in a musculoskeletal disorder. There are many ways to reduce ergonomic risk factors and help fit the workplace to the worker. Solutions can be grouped into three main categories: eliminate the hazard, improve work policies and procedures, and provide personal protective equipment. Stretching, changing positions, getting up and away from the desk can help prevent repetitive injuries. Every hour or so, stretch your arms, sides, shoulders, and neck. The clip that I will show to you is about the hospitality workplace safety that will help those people who works in the industry of hospitality. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy and learn something from my video. And to those who work in the hospitality industry, always keep safe.